Afternoon, everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. It's very, very hot in my world here. I'm waiting for a little bit of that rain. It's about that transition time of the year where we should start getting some rains. We had one rainy day, so we've had a little bit of rain since I've been back, a little bit over a week. And I am sure hoping like maybe this afternoon or in the next couple of days it's going to cloud up and give us some more. Anyhow, talking about rewiring our brains about food. It's like, you know, the way we've the society around us, the cultures we've grown up in, our families, our friends, just all our thinking has taken food and changed the way that well, not changed the way, it's just shaped the way we look at food and what food's all about. And sometimes if you step back and forget about everything that's in your normal life, it's hard to do that. You know, we're conditioned. We're all conditioned. It doesn't matter. We all think how we do based on our past memories, past events, and like just lessons culture instills in us. So if you step back sometimes, it's just watch even how you think about food. I do it how I think about food. We don't look at food in the way that it was what its original intent is. The most basic intent of food, if there is an intent, not an intent of food, but the basic purpose of food is the nourishment and sustaining of the body. So we've come to think about it, and that, a lot of times that is actually the last on most people's list. It's come to be something for celebration, going out and showing our love with people, getting together, socializing over food, using food for comfort when something goes wrong. All these different uses for food other than what it was originally intended for. Now I hear two statements every week that are two of the most illogical and perverted statements in the world. It doesn't make people bad people. I'm not knocking people for saying this. I want you to step out of yourself. You know, that part of yourself, they say we are not the mind, we are not our thoughts, that in our basic sense we are this observer that can watch what's going on. So step back from your emotions, from the way you've been conditioned to think about things, and just look at food like you've never thought about it before. And think about these two statements. Okay, and they're coming from opposite feelings, but they're leading to the same behavior. I hear this all the time, and one says it like this. You know, you hear this story. Somebody posts up in a Facebook page or whatever, a forum. Things have been going so bad in my life. I felt bad. I've been feeling depressed. I haven't been feeling good. Physically, I've been feeling bad. So I ate blank for comfort, to make myself feel better. And then they always end by saying, every time I do this, I get, and insert your various bad reactions. Every time I do this, I get this same result. I see this all the time. This isn't a one or two time thing. Now almost the opposite feeling that also leads to the same thing is you hear people saying, oh, things have been going very well. I feel great. You know, everything, like I've had some health issues. They've cleared up. I'm feeling good. My skin's feeling good. I've lost weight. I don't have any more of the GI issues. I've gone into remission with this. My stomach feels better. My intestines feel better. And then I ate this. And I feel like crap. I can't believe I did this. And what do they say? They say the same thing. Every time I do this, it throws my body out of order and I feel bad and I don't know why I did it. I was feeling good. I'm feeling great. And I put some poison into me that I know. I've just admitted there. It's kind of like, you know, first time, all right, you do it one time, no harm, no foul. You know, you didn't know. But every time I do this, I feel bad. What is the faulty, do you see the faulty thinking that I'm talking about right there? And you know, somebody will have an excuse, but they're all excuses. In the end, eventually what we want to do is we want to change our behavior, but we want to change our behavior, or I want to change my behavior in a very natural way to where I detox those taste, wants, cravings out of my body. As I get the bad stuff out of my body and I begin to clear more and more, things tend to change. I just don't crave these things. Now, yes, there's always that little thing in the back of your head, and me not being the social creature, I think a lot of it probably stems from that. A lot of these failures, a lot of these this behavior that leads to you feeling bad, physically feeling bad, and then the psychological beating up on yourself because you're like, well, why did I do that? And you know, we don't really get to the core and talk about that much sometimes because it's just not socially acceptable, politically correct to do this. We're a little bit more, even in a caring manner, and I'm not talking about belittling people or whatever, but when we're you know, having conversations about this health stuff and we're trying to reach out and help people, everybody's trying to reach out and give suggestions and whatever, we always want to tiptoe in this world of food. Like, we can't say too much, we don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, but we don't give people with substance addictions or like substance issues, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or whatever, we don't give them the same leeway that we do with food. And a lot of times the behavior is just as illogical with food, it's just as messed up, it's just as backwards, but for some reason, you know, we're not, I don't know what exactly the word is, because we don't want to be aggressive with people. I mean, anytime we're trying to help somebody, we don't want to turn them off. But there's almost like a little bit of tough love, where after a while you just have to almost be in somebody's face and say, look, you're doing the same thing over and over. Do you not get this? You just said it right here. Every time I do this, I'm sorry, I get, you know, a result I don't want. Well, that's telling you something. You have to be able to look at your behavior and assess your behavior. I mean, if you can identify it, if you can identify that every time I do this, I feel bad, don't do it. It's a perversion, like I was telling somebody recently. I mean, it's like cigarettes and alcohol. No kid, I mean, okay, there'll be that exception out there that'll tell you, yeah, I liked it from the beginning, but no kid likes cigarettes and alcohol when they take the first puff, when they take the first drink. But it's just something we think we're supposed to do, so we learn to where we can take this poison. This poison makes us sick at first. You puke, you cough your lungs out, and then you do it more and more, and you get to where you can take this poison. You've perverted your body. You've perverted your body to where you know, hey, you can take strychnine. There's many poisons that aren't going to kill you, but they're toxic as hell for your body. But in the short run, as far as just killing you or making you acutely sick right now, you can build up resistance. You can build up resistance to that. But who wants to build up a resistance to that? Okay, another one too that I hear people talk about, you know, just in general, and I don't have a lot of patience with this. God, I probably wouldn't have been a good parent. But I have less patience with adults. People that are like kind of picky, whiny, like, well, I don't like this. You know, I've even heard, and hey, I know there's probably some people that have, you know, allergies or have some reason that certain things aren't digestible, but bananas. Well, I don't really like bananas. How do I do this? Well, you know what? Unless you're one of those that just have some sort of severe GI issue where you're just not going to digest a banana, you need to just start to learn to like bananas. Learn to like things that are good. Now, I'm being a little facetious there, like learn to like bananas, because, I mean, I couldn't imagine this lifestyle without bananas, because that's just bulk that I get a lot of calories in. Not that I feel like the banana's the end-all be-all, but that's, you know, just like a good portion of the calories, and, you know, fruit-wise, I'd have to really be scrambling. But what I'm actually meaning here is if you haven't detoxed that much, or if you haven't really gotten clean, or if you're just new into a high-carb vegan lifestyle and you've been eating a standard American diet, your tastes have become perverted. It's like your body's kind of tricking you. It tells you these things. It has taught you that these things that are not good for you, that's what your body likes, that's what your mouth craves. And the things that are good for you, the simple things, you just don't either you don't like them, or they just aren't that appealing because they're bland. They don't have any flavor for you. That's something that's going to change as you get cleaner. I know in the 3 years that I've been in this lifestyle, my tastes have changed dramatically. My tastes have changed to the point, you know, where I like the simple stuff. I've weeded out the bad. I've relearned how to enjoy the simple stuff. I just had a meal with nothing but blended mangoes and oranges. And that was just like, to me, I mean, you know, that was the best thing on this planet. Money not being an object. I mean, you couldn't take me somewhere and feed me something finer than that. That was just beautiful. And that's because I've gotten to a certain level of cleanliness, you know, within my body, within my palate. A lot of those things have changed. You know, I think about things now, like even condiments, like mayonnaise and ketchup and things like mustard. Just that kind of stuff that I needed before to pile on to make things taste good makes me sick now. A lot of the things that I thought I could, that I really liked the taste of them before, it was just, like I say, it was because my body had this filth in it. It had this poison in it. So, you know, I'm talking about the mind all the time, the psychological, and that's all this thing really is. And I will say that over and over and over and over. But you have to, you know, however you're going to rewire your brain to get there is, you know, your own process. You've got to figure it out. But I think sometimes we have just this kind of wishing and praying type mentality. It's just, instead of really sitting and, okay, evaluating, you know, like after you eat this, it makes me feel bad every time, so why do I continue to do this? Okay, let's realize, we've pinpointed the behavior, let's do something about the behavior, instead of just like, you know, people that just don't have a plan, they just don't even have a thought structure about this healthy lifestyle they're on. That, I think a lot of times people just think, okay, just keep doing the same thing, and eventually something's going to just not magically happen. No, you have to correct your behavior. I've had to do that, you know, a number of times. So, to finish this up, it's just like, you know, take what you think, especially if you're new to this, but even if you're struggling, take your thoughts about food and realize most every one of your thoughts about food is backwards. It's just all, you know, we have been, our brain has been shaped by society to look at food a certain way. It's not working. You know, people want to argue all the time, well, you can't do this as a vegan, you can't get that as a vegan. Well, the other alternative is not working. The way people are eating now is not working. You know, I just simply, sometimes I've told you I can't keep all the science facts straight. I can't sit and debate like a lot of people. Now, if I have my notes around or if I'm close to a computer, but just standing around, I can't debate. But my biggest debate with people, or my biggest comeback, is just like, how is this lifestyle that most people are living working out for you? It's leading to people taking massive amounts of drugs on a regular basis to fund a huge industry. And it all fits together, so there's nothing out there. It's almost like you have to be deprogrammed from the cult of food that we've all come up in. Okay, that gets a little trippy there, but it is true. We are in a cult of food. We look at food one way, and it's totally a false way of looking at it. So just something else to think about. Think about the way you look at food if you're struggling, or even if you just want to continue, you know, advancing on this wellness path, whichever path you've chosen for yourself. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and hang in there one more day to the weekend. Peace.